Okay. Up to this, in previous lecture, we have seen DC means what? What do you mean by DC? Yes, you can tell.
Direct current.
Direct current.
But which one you will call direct current, or which one you will call direct voltage?
Which does not change over the time.
Which means
Constant.
what exactly don't change?
Which remains
Direction and magnitude don't
and
change.
Correct.
Direction.
Magnitude and direction of voltage and current. Direction means what? Polarity. Okay, it remains constant. One terminal continuously act as positive, another one continuously act as negative of that battery, right? Okay. And what is the AC? AC means what?
Alternating current.
Direction and magnitude
Correct. Magnitude and direction continuously changes. Okay, so whatever the single phase AC supply you get at your home, it is AC or DC?
AC.
Alternating
220
AC.
Same, sir.
And single
Yes, sir.
phase it is or
Yes,
three
sir.
phase? Single phase or three phase?
Single.
Single
phase.
phase. Okay, single phase it is,
Three
not
phase
three
receives
phase.
phase.
Okay, so in first unit we are going to analyze DC circuit. Direct voltage source, direct current source will be given to you. DC voltage source, DC current source will be given to you in a circuit, and such circuits we are going to simplify. Only resistance will be there along with the sources. Number of resistances connected in different fashion. Okay. In second unit, we are going to simplify AC circuit where the source is alternating. Single phase AC circuit in second unit, three phase AC circuit in third unit. Okay. So we have seen yesterday difference between AC and DC. Again, which one current direction we are going to refer when we simplify circuits? Simplification of DC circuit means what? To find out unknown parameters, right? So whenever you have to simplify the DC circuit, you have to find out the unknown parameters. Which current direction we are going to use? Same as that of law of electrons or conventional? Conventional. Correct. Conventional is opposite to the flow of electrons. Okay. So in the circuit on screen also you can find that the current, it starts from positive terminal of battery and it is moving toward negative terminal of battery. Means conventional direction of flow of current you have to mark first in given electric circuit. Got it? Okay. Again, Ohm's law we have seen, V is equals to IR, Ohm's law equation. Whenever you are going to apply Ohm's law, that is V is equals to IR, this equation you are going to use. What we assume? The effect of temperature, that is temperature we assume as constant. Okay, temperature we assume constant. Okay, up to this we have seen in previous lecture. Next part we are going to see series connected resistances. Okay, now if you observe this circuit, resistances connected in series. Okay, so resistances connected in series. So here if you observe 12 volt battery is connected here, and across this 12 volt battery, three resistances are connected in series, 1 ohm, 2 ohm and 3 ohm, R1, R2, R3 respectively. Okay. Now conventional direction of current I'll use. I'll show the current starting from positive terminal of battery and it moves toward negative terminal of battery. Okay. So now if you observe current flowing through R1, R2 and R3, that is 1, 2 and 3 ohm is same. Same current flows through the resistances. Means these resistances are said to be connected in, yes, these resistances are said to be connected in series. Okay, sometimes
Series
combination.
When we check paper, what we observe, even if resistance is not in series, student say that they are in series and they start to solve. Even if they are not in parallel, still they assume there or say there that they are in parallel and they used to start. So 0 marks get. Okay. Correctly, you should be able to identify where the resistances are in series or in parallel, whether they are in series or not, whether they are in parallel or not. Got it? So when you can say two or more than two resistances are in series, when same current flows through the resistances. Okay, got it? Now here R1, R2, R3 are connected in series, so same current will flow through them. What is the equivalent resistance here? Then when the resistances are connected in series, how to find out equivalent
6 ohm.
resistances?
6 ohms.
You have to add them. Okay, you have to add them. When the resistances are connected in series and series connected resistances, its equivalent resistance you have to find out. Which one formula you have to use? This one. RT is equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4 and so on. Okay, provided all are connected in series. Okay, this equivalent resistance here I have marked as R total. You can use symbol which one? R suffix small e small q. Got it? R equivalent symbol also you can use. So here total equivalent resistance is 6 ohm. Now here how much current will flow through the circuit then? Yes, what is the value of I?
2 ampere.
2 ampere. Correct, correct.
2
12
ampere.
volt. 12 volt total voltage divided by 6 ohm is equals to 2 ampere. Here you can use Ohm's law. Ohm's law we are using, means we are going to neglect the effect of temperature. Okay. Now same current is flowing through series connected resistance. Now what's about voltage drop across it? What do you think? Voltage drop across each will be same or different?
Different.
Different.
Correct,
Different,
correct. Why it will be different?
Resistances are different.
Different, correct. Value of resistance are different. Okay, that's why
Different.
whatever three resistances, its resistance different, 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 3 ohm. So although same current is flowing through it, voltage drop across each will be different, and it is a DC circuit. Okay, it's a DC circuit. Suppose I am going to assume V1 is the voltage drop across R1, V2 it's a voltage drop across R2, and V3 it's a voltage drop across R3. So how much will be V1?
2.
2 volt, 2 volt, because resistance is 1 ohm and current flowing through it 2 ampere. So 1 into 2, 2 volt. What will it be across R2?
4.
4 volt, correct. And what it will be across R3? 6 volt. 6 volt. Okay. Now you add V1 plus V2 plus V3. How much it will be?
12 volt.
12 volt. Got it? Okay. So whatever V1 plus V2 plus V3 is equals to 12 volt. So here you can see V1 is 2 volt, V2 4 volt, V3 6 volt. You add these three, you will get which is equal to 12 volt, and which is the total applied voltage. Means whatever the voltage you apply in proportion to resistance, it will get drop across each resistance. Okay, same current is flowing. So more the resistance, what will happen? More the resistance, voltage drop will be more or less?
More.
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 Got it? Same current is
More.
flowing. Correct.
More.
Same current is flowing. So whatever is the amount of voltage drop, whether it is more or less, it depends on what value of resistances. Here you can observe for 1 ohm, 2 volt, for 2 ohm, 4 volt, for 3 ohm, 6 volt. More the resistance, more will be the voltage drop across it. Means voltage drop across any resistance. It depends on current flowing through it. It depends on value of resistance. Got it? Okay. More the current, directly proportional. Current you increase, voltage drop across it will increase. Value of resistance you increase, voltage drop across it increases. Okay. Here series connected resistances means same current flows. So only it depends on resistance. Okay. What we can say? Only it depends on resistance. If you change value of current, then voltage drop value also changes. Okay. So clear to you? Whatever this 2, 4 and 6 volt you find out, we have used here Ohm's law. Okay, right? Total current we find out, R equivalent we find out first, then using that total current and then using IR1, IR2 and IR3, we have find out voltage drop across each resistance. Rather than this, you can apply voltage division rule also. But voltage division rule you can apply only for series connected resistances. Okay, voltage division rule you can apply only for series connected resistances. Observe this circuit, everyone. Till that I'll post attendance link. Yours is D division, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can everyone see attendance link?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. For
It's no longer
only
accepting responses.
some time, it will accept response. Only 60, including me, 60 are there, means 59 count. You give attendance, everyone. Now,
Ma'am,
yes.
it is no longer accepting response.
Wait a moment.
मेरा हुआ ना response accept.
हाँ, अभी करो, फिर से करो, accept करेगा. I change setting. Okay, you give attendance. Those who have finished, just observe this circuit voltage division rule. Each and every point during lecture, listen carefully. I told you yesterday only, this subject is not easy. Okay. Lectures, you have to attend lectures. You can't do it on your own. It's difficult then, and it will affect your score also. If you want to score it more, if you want to clear this paper, please attend all lectures. Listen each and every point correctly. Okay. Okay. So see here, if you observe, can we start? Next topic, voltage division rule.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, fine. See here, now if you observe this circuit, two resistances are connected in series, 6 ohm and 4 ohm. Okay, applied voltage, its value is given to you 20 volt. These value must be required, R1, R2 and voltage across this series combination. Voltage division rule, whenever you wanted to apply, you can apply it only two resistances. If more than two resistances are there, then directly you can't apply voltage division rule. Any two, suppose 3 are there, any two you add up, and then 2 will be there. Then across that two series connected resistances, you can apply voltage division rule. Okay, got it? Voltage division rule, whenever you wanted to apply, there must be only two resistances, and that must be connected in series. If they are connected in parallel, then you can't apply voltage division rule. Okay. First thing, voltage division rule, here I have written only for two series connected resistances. Okay, and value of R1, R2 and V, total voltage, is required. Now here you can observe what we want here is no need to find out current in this case. If total voltage is given and R1, R2 is given, then no need to find out current here. See the formula. Can everyone see formula of voltage division rule? What is V1? Yes, what is V1?
Voltage drop across R1.
Correct. It's a voltage drop across R1. So V1 is equals to, what is VT? See the formula. What is VT?
Total voltage.
Total
20
voltage. Correct. Which is there applied across R1 and R2. Total voltage. Now V1 is the voltage drop across which resistance? R1 or R2?
R1.
R1. Correct. So that resistance you have to take in numerator. Got it? In this formula. And which one two resistances are in series? Yes.
R1 and
R1, R2. Their
R1 and R2.
addition you have to take in the denominator. Got it clear? What is the formula? Clear everyone? V1, which is equals to total voltage. V1 is the voltage drop across R1. So that resistance you have to take in the numerator, and whatever the two resistances in series, its addition you have to take in the denominator. Okay. So like this 12 volt. Got it? Everyone? How now you will find out? Everyone got it? How to apply voltage division rule for V1?
Yes.
Okay. Easy
Yes,
formula.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
tell me, how will you find out V2? You can tell.
Total
20 minus the
R2 in numerator.
R1
Voltage division rule formula also you can use, or someone told 20 minus what?
V1.
Correct. Very good. Correct. Very good. Now you know total voltage VT. Okay. 20 volt already given total voltage. Using voltage division rule V1 you find out 12 volt. It's a DC circuit. For a DC circuit, all of you know that is total voltage is equals to what? V1 plus V2. Right? V1 plus V2. So here 20 minus 12 will be the V2, that is 8 volt. You can use this one, that is KVL equation, it is called KVL equation. Also in next topic I am going to explain how to form KVL equation. 20 minus 12 is equals to 8 volt is V2. This is the using KVL equation you can do that. Or what will be the formula for voltage division rule for V2? Yes, what it will be? V2 is equals to?
R2 in the numerator.
Correct.
VT into R2
Correct.
VT.
Correct. Okay, so all of you can see here formula V2 is equals to VT into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So it will be 8 volt. Clear? Everyone got it? How to apply voltage division rule? It is applied to series or parallel connected resistances?
Series.
Series. And two or more than two? Only for two series connected or more than two? Only for two.
Only for two.
Two, correct. If more than two are there, then what you will do? Suppose 3 are there, then what you will do? Any two you add?
Consider the resistance as
Any,
one.
correct. Any two you add and find out for that resultant two, and then further you can go like this. Okay. Back calculations means simplification you can do. Clear? This is about the series connected resistances. So what is the conclusion for series connected? When we can say the resistances are connected in series? Yes, when?
Current same.
When same
across the
current
resistance
flowing
is
through them. Correct. Okay. And if the resistances are connected in series, how to find out its equivalent?
R1 plus R2.
Correct.
Adding
Add
them.
them. Simply add them. Correct.
Just add them.
Yes. And which one rule you can apply to it to find out voltage drop across it? Voltage division.
Voltage division rule.
Voltage division rule.
Correct. And for series connected resistances, whatever the voltage drop across each depends on its value of resistance. Same current is flowing, so value of depending on value
Resistance.
of resistance, voltage drop will be there across each resistance. More the resistance, more will be the voltage drop. Okay. Now next one is resistances connected in parallel. What we observe, because in whatever the circuits given to you, difficult circuits given, okay, not easy circuit. So what we observe, student someone's message in chat box. Someone asked why we can't apply for 3 series connected resistances. Just now I told if 3 are there, you can apply. What you do first, any two you add, then only two will be there. Then across it find out, and whatever the two added total you got, then again go back like this. Huh? Okay, Karan asked this question. Next, parallel connected resistances. So what I told you, some students can't even correctly identify whether the resistances are connected in parallel or not. Even if they are not in parallel, what students say they are in parallel and then they solve. You will get 0 marks for that. Because in electrical engineering, if your final answer is correct and all step you mentioned, then only you will get full marks. If your final answer is wrong, you will get 0 marks. What does it mean? No step marking. But it doesn't mean that you should not show their steps. Steps also require. Steps with final answer correct, full marks. Okay. Final answer wrong, 0 marks. Okay. Now see here, two resistances are connected in parallel. Now how to identify, or when we can say the some noise is coming. Yes, I mute then all. Okay. So see here, when we can, how we can identify correctly whether the resistances are connected in parallel or not. So here, all of you can see 4 ohm and 6 ohm. 4 ohm and 6 ohm. Is it bright now? Yes, or same intensity you can see. Yes, screen is more bright. Is it more bright? Same. Okay, fine. Then it's bright only for me. Here I have increased intensity. Okay, fine. So see, 4 ohm and 6 ohm are connected in parallel. Then how to identify it? For that, see, this is node A. This one is node or junction B. A and B, these are the two nodes, two junction. What exactly mean by node, what exactly mean by junction? In next topic we are going to cover it. Okay, so what we can say here, 4 ohm and 6 ohm are connected in parallel between the nodes A and B. Now when we can say so, first thing is, whatever the current, you check this condition. Whenever you are going to say that the two resistances are connected in parallel, first of all point out like this nodes. Now what I can say, the resistances 4 and 6 ohm are connected in parallel across in between node A and B. When the current entering the node A is same as that of current leaving the node B. Okay, current entering at node A is same as that of current leaving node B, and I is equals to I1 plus I2. Now, if you observe here, 24 volt is the battery connected in the circuit. Okay, its polarity is marked. Now, conventional direction of flow of current will use. This is the total current. It starts from positive terminal of battery. Once it reaches over here at node A, once it reaches, you will find it has two branches to flow. Some current will flow through 4 ohm. This I have marked as I1. Rest current will flow through 6 ohm. This current I have marked as I2. And again, once they reaches at point B, I1 plus I2 will flow from B, which is equal to I. Okay, and this same current I will reach to negative terminal of battery. Now here, when we can say the two resistances are connected in parallel between nodes A and B, whatever the current entering at node A, same amount of current, same current leaves node B. First condition you check. This is the first condition. Whatever the current entering at node A, same current, same amount of current leaves node B. This one first condition you check. Which one is second condition? I is equals to I1 plus I2. Here also, at another end also. At node A also you will find I is equals to I1 plus I2. At node B also you will find I is equals to I1 plus I2. Check this second condition. If both the conditions satisfy, then only you can say the resistances 4 ohm and 6 ohm are connected in parallel between nodes A and B. Otherwise not. Clear? Okay, so check this condition for every circuit, and if both the conditions get satisfied, then only you can say the two resistances are in parallel. If any one of it don't get satisfied, then the resistances not in parallel. Clear? Okay, how to check clear? Current entering at node A must be equal to node B, and I is equals to I1 plus I2. Check this at node A also, B also. Okay, now tell me, these resistances are connected in parallel. If they are connected in parallel, means what's about voltage drop across both of them? Will be same or different?
Same.
It will be same.
Same, correct, correct.
A drop will be same.
Same.
It will be
Same.
same. And here no another resistance is there. That's why how much it will be here in this circuit?
24 volts.
24 volt, correct.
24.
So, right. So same voltage drop across each resistance when they are connected in parallel. Okay, two resistances connected in parallel, three resistances connected in parallel. So voltage drop across parallel connected resistances is same. Now, if you observe here, once current I reaches over here, I1 flows through this 4 ohm, I2 flows through this 6 ohm. Means when the resistances are connected in parallel, what's about current flowing through them is same or different?
Different.
Different current flows through parallel connected resistances. Okay, so different current flows. Now here, how to find out R equivalent? When the number of resistances are connected in parallel, which one formula you have to use? 1 divided by
1
R
upon
total is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 plus 1 by R4 and so on. Okay, so if only 2 are there, so what you can use? 1 by RT is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. If you simplify it, you will get like this. R total is equals to R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Okay, so you can use for R equivalent R suffix small eq. Either you mention R total or R equivalent. So when the resistances are connected in parallel, to find out its equivalent resistance, this one formula you have to use. Clear? Yes? Is this
Yes,
clear
ma'am.
to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If only 2 are there, directly you use this. R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. But if more than 2 are there, then 1 by R total is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 and then go on simplify. Clear? Okay. Now, when the resistances are connected in series, which one rule we have applied? Voltage division rule. Now here resistances are connected in parallel. So which one rule you can apply? Current division rule. Okay. So what is current division rule? See here. Again, current division rule you can apply for parallel resistances. And again the same thing. How many resistances must be in parallel?
2.
Only 2. If more than 2, suppose 3 are there, so any 2 its equivalent you represent, that is R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So you will get R equivalent of 2 and then the third one parallel to it and then go for current division. Okay, so here I have shown here one circuit with only 2 resistances, 4 ohm and 6 ohm, and across it 24 volt. So for that, total current is required. Got it? Whenever you wanted to apply current division rule, total current is required. So 4 and 6 in parallel. 4 into 6 divided by 4 plus 6. So what will be the resultant? 24 by 10 ohm. Okay. So Ohm's law then you apply. V is equals to IR. So I total is equals to V total divided by R total. That is R equivalent. So how much current will flow through this circuit? Yes. What is the total current?
10 ampere.
10 ampere. Got it? This one. Is it becoming fast?
Yes.
Is it?
No, ma'am.
If you find speed is fast, please let me know. Okay, I'll slow it down. So see the calculations. Okay, So R equivalent 4 into 6 divided by 4 plus 6, that is 24 by 10 ohm. And Ohm's law, you can apply V is equals to IR. So using Ohm's law, you can find out total current. That is, okay, sure. I'll slow down. So here total current is 10 ampere. Total voltage 24 volt. Total resistance 24 by 10. So total current 10 ampere. Now once this 10 ampere reaches over here, 10 ampere reaches over here, some current will flow through 4 ohm and some current will flow through 6 ohm. Now you tell me 4 ohm resistance is less than 6 ohm. So through which resistance more current will flow?
4 ohm.
4 ohm. Correct. Okay, so when the two resistances are connected in parallel, voltage drop across them is same. But what's about current? Lesser the resistance, more will be
More
the
the
current.
current.
The current will flow.
More. So I1 value is more than I2, right? So use here current division rule. So current division rule I1. Okay, I1 is equals to what? See the formula. I1 is equals to I total. Okay, means the current which enter at node A and which leave node B. That is I total. So that I total. Now I1 you wanted to find out. I1 is flowing through which resistance? I1 is flowing through which resistance?
R1.
R1.
ohm resistance.
R1 that is 4 ohm. So across R1 4 ohm, which is the parallel resistance? R2. So that you have to take in the numerator. Okay. In voltage division rule, which one resistance we have used? The one across which you have to find out the voltage drop. If for V1 formula in numerator you will find R1. For V2 formula in numerator you will find R2. But here reverse is the case. What it? Current division rule. What the difference?
ये रीजन क्या? मैम एक बार रीजन बताना फिर से कि ये ऊपर हमने R2 जो यूज किया R1 की जगह.
नहीं. Why? What is the reason? See, whenever you use any formula, this is the formula derived by scientists, and these formula they derive by doing simplification. Okay, means they do the calculations on circuit and they find out. Okay, so here if you simplify na, I1 R1 and plus I1 R2. Okay, like this is there. Actually, this formula they derived by simplification, by doing various calculations. Okay, so what is the reason? The reason is that after doing simplification, after derivation, we are getting this formula. Okay, you apply to this circuit KVL. How many KVL equations you will get? 3 KVL equations you will get. What is loop? What is KVL equation? That is the next topic we are going to see. So in this circuit, if you observe, 3 total number of loops are there. How many loops? 3. Means 3 KVL equations you will get. You simplify that 3 KVL equations. You will get I1 is equals to I total into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Any formula, like whenever I say, for example, reason someone asked, for example, whether the copper losses, suppose I am using 2 metals, one is copper, one is aluminum. So why losses are less in copper compared to aluminum? There is a reason, because resistance of copper is less compared to aluminum. So copper loss, that is I square R loss of copper less than aluminum. Mathematically also you can calculate it, right? Pass the current, measure the resistance and find out I square R. You will find for copper it is less, for aluminum it is more. Like these calculations you can do. But whenever you are going to derive formula, what scientist does, They do the analysis of circuit, many various parameters they consider. Now here it's a simple circuit, DC circuit. So 3 KVL equations you form and simplify them, you will get this formula. Got it? Okay. So this is the formula which is derived by already by scientists. This formula directly we are going to use, derivation not required to take, but 3 KVL equation you form and simplify. You will get this. Okay, clear? So what is the conclusion?
Yes,
Current division rule, whenever you apply, suppose I wanted to find out I1, then in numerator it will not be R1, it is R2. For voltage division rule, it will be for V1 R1, for I1 R2. Clear? Divided by addition of 2 parallel connected resistances. Clear the formula, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
I total, you know, what is the value of I total? What is the value of I
10.
total? 10 ampere.
10
10
ampere.
10 ampere. Put it here. Here, see the calculations of I total is 10 ampere done over here. What is R2? R2 is how much?
6.
6 ohm. Divided by R1 plus R2. What is R1, R2? Yes, how much is R1?
4 ohm.
4 ohm. What is R2?
6 ohm.
6 ohm. So how much is the I1 you are getting?
6 ampere.
6 ampere. It is my advice to all students. Do not just keep logging and do not just mark attendance. If you are concentrating in lecture each and every point you have to listen carefully. You have to concentrate on each and every point. It will help to clear this paper. It will help you to score more. Those who are interested in clearing the paper basic electrical engineering, they don't want to keep it back, they don't want to carry it for next semester. Means see, if any students it's basic electrical engineering subject back after first semester exam, means he or she has to study that subject second time in second semester along with subjects of second semester. Load increases. Even if he can't clear it over there, again next to third time also he has to study. Rather than studying number of times, why don't you concentrate in lecture only? That is my advice to all of you. This subject, again I am repeating, not that much easy. There is a need to attend lectures. There is a need, students should listen to each and every point, concentrate on each and every point. Got it? And it's not so, only attending lecture you will get in further lectures. Once my lecture is over, notes are already with you. Just go through it, read it. Then only you can understand the things in further lectures. Okay. Some students are very sharp. 1 hour lecture they attend, they can recall all the things in further lectures. Even after 1 week, they remember the things. But this is not the case with every student. If required, you must read. If after 1 week you can't remember the things, read it before lecture. Whether the lecture is after 2 days, 3 days. Okay, so it is my advice to all of you. Concentrate. Now I1 we got 6 ampere. How to find out I2? Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Huh?
Instead of this formula, we can directly use Ohm's law. As we know,
Yes.
voltage 24 volts.
Yes,
It goes
yes.
directly towards both R1 and R2. So we
Correct,
can find out by V equals to IR.
Correct. Any
It
method
would
you
be
can
more
use.
faster.
See, this is an example. Simple example I considered for what purpose? To know about how to use current division rule. Got it? Another option is also there.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
voltage drop across 4 ohm is 24 volt. This is 4 ohm. Across it voltage drop is 24 volt. So 24 divided by 4. That is 6 ampere.
6
Same
amperes.
thing, huh? 6 ampere. Same thing for 6 ohm also. Across 6 ohm, what is the voltage? 24 volt. So 24 divided by 6. 4 ampere will flow through
4
this.
ampere.
6 ampere will flow through this. That I know. Ohm's law also you can use here. This simple example I considered so that it will be easy for you to understand how and when to apply current division rule. Whatever the circuits you given to you for simplification, they are not like this easy. 5-6 resistances are connected in different fashion. More than 1 or 2 voltage source, current sources will be there in the circuit. Okay, so there you can use whatever method convenient to you. You can use like this also, like 24 by 4 and 24 by 6, or you can apply current division rules. Okay, number of options you can use any. Some students may find current division rule is easy, some students may find, or it depends on circuit also. Sometimes it's easy to use current division rule, okay, rather than this Ohm's law, because here only 2 are there. If number of resistances are, suppose in series, this like this, suppose I add 1 resistance, suppose यहाँ पे एक resistance है, here also 1 resistance. Okay, got it? Left और right में एक resistance है, but I know I total कि I total suppose 5 ampere है, ये left में और right में एक resistance है, on left hand side and right hand side 1 resistance is there, and I2 suppose 5 ampere. Then which one is easy to apply? Yes, current division rule, because in this case voltage drop across 4 and 6 is not 24. If 1 resistance is there on left hand side, 1 resistance is there on right hand side of this circuit, then voltage drop across this will not be 24. Got it? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So it depends on circuits. In some circuits it's easy to apply current division rule. Got it? So you must know all formulas, then whichever is easy that you can use. Clear? Okay, so I2 का क्या
Yes,
formula है? I2 is I total, then again in numerator which one resistance? I2,
R1.
हाँ, I2 is flowing through R2, and R2 को parallel कौन सा है? R1 divided by R1 plus R2. So like this 4 ampere. Or you can now it's a DC circuit. DC circuit, this one is incoming is 10. Okay, I1 we find out just using current division rule 6. So obviously what will be the, see here 6 ampere we got. So obviously how much current will flow through 6 ohm? 4 ampere. 10 minus 6. Which one is the Kirchhoff's current law? 10 minus 6 is equals to 4. How to form KCL equation, that is Kirchhoff's current law equation. In next topic we are going to see. Okay, so that one also you can use. KCL equation, some students you have studied KVL, KCL in 12th also, but in next lecture also I am going to repeat it, because circuits given to you not easy, difficult. So there how to form KCL, KVL. First of all, initially I am showing you simple circuits so that your concepts will be clear, and then we'll go for difficult circuits. Okay, so got it? Current division rule clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? Okay.
Ma'am.
Okay. So what is the conclusion? When the resistances are connected in parallel, whether current is same or voltage is same?
Voltage.
For parallel connected resistances, voltage drop across each parallel connected resistances is same. Okay, and current flowing through them is different if value of resistances are different. Okay, if 4 ohm and 4 ohm are in parallel, suppose this one is 4 ohm and second one is also 4 ohm, then what's about current flowing through both of them will also be same. But here, but if resistances are not same and they are connected in parallel, then voltage drop across them is same but different current will flow. And how to find out current? You can go for current division rule also. So current division rule formula all of you know. What the formula? I1 is equals to I total. In the numerator only keep in your mind. Don't do mistake over here. If I1 you are finding out, then R2 is there, not R1. Huh? That is only the difference. Okay. So like this current division rule you can apply. And when the resistances are connected in parallel, which one formula we use to find out equivalent resistance? 1 by R equivalent or 1 by R total is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, so on. Someone posted one question. YouTube channel. Wait for that, because see, once this lecture over, that conversion recording it does conversion. It takes almost half an hour. It depends on internet speed. Okay. Then later on, my YouTube channel is already there. I'll post there YouTube channel this video. It will take some time, because for that also internet speed is required. This one I have to do mostly at home. If in with college internet speed it don't work. Okay. And then later on that YouTube channel link I'll give to you. Directly link I'll give to you. Okay, got it? Then next, how resistance resist electrons. What does it exactly do? Okay. How resistance resist electrons. What exactly it do? Then see, here you may know that whenever we say electrons are moving, means exactly what occurs actually. From one atom to another atom they flow. It's not like that electrons like when we start walking like this, electrons also start or run. It's not so. Electrons are moving means exactly what occurs from one atom to adjacent atom, they go on transferring. Got it? So during this process, whatever the opposition offered, obviously then whichever oppositions from adjacent atom, or it takes some time to transfer, right? So that is called as resistance. And during this process, it produces heat. Next one question, please send notes in WhatsApp group. That I already posted, no? Or not, on your division group. This whatever the PDF I'm sharing with you, have I posted it on your division group?
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
No,
Today,
ma'am.
today I will do that. Today I will do that. Okay. So whatever is the rest topic, that we'll see in next lecture, but don't leave. 1 minute. I'll pause. I will stop.